Hi, kindergarten. Are you guys ready for work time? Okay, here we go. So we're working on our word family still, right? So I'm turning the page. I'm turning the page to the all family. All, right? A-L-L. A-L-L, all. So Mrs. Castellano's going to trace them. So we have all. So around and down. Oh, Mrs. Castellano had a cheetah hand and went off the line. Okay, ready? All. All. Fall. Good job, kindergarten. So you can draw a picture of something falling, maybe a leaf falling. You could draw a picture of the fall. Ready? All. All. Tall. Good job. They didn't start their T from the sky, but I would like you to. Tall. So maybe you could draw like Mommy and Daddy, they're tall, and you could draw you, or you draw a tall building, and a short building, and you point to the tall building. Small. 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 So, tall and small. And mall. Right. Good job. Mall. Okay, ready? We're going to turn it over. This is the, what word is this? It's a new sight word. Did you say eat? Good job, kindergarten. Good job. You guys are so smart. Eat. Mrs. Castellano is going to start her T from the sky. Eat. So this says eat. Eat. Meat. Good job. Meat. Kindergarten, what is meat? All right, like if you want to draw like a steak or something like that, meat. Okay. Eat. Eat. Seat. Seat. Like, okay, kindergarten, go find your seat. Right? Go find your chair or have a seat. Seat or a seat belt. Seat. Eat. Right? WH goes eat. Wheat. Wheat. Kindergarten, do you know what wheat is? Wheat is a tall yellow plant that grows and we make like bread. We make flour from it. So anything we make from flour, we make from wheat. Like cakes, cookies, wheat. I see Mrs. Castellano also had a cheetah hand there. Eat. 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 Heat. Right? Oh, in the winter, we need heat. The sun gives us our heat. Heat. Okay? So I want you to do the all family and the each family. Isn't that funny? Each family. Okay. Kindergarten, on Wednesdays we usually do word books. So we're finished all the letters in our word books, but we're not finished the things in the back. So for extra word work today, we're going to get our word books out. I'm going to turn mine over. And I'm going to turn to the back. Okay, so we have some pages back here. Some of Mrs. Castellano's are filled in because I told you this is an old book. Your classmates. Have you done your classmates yet? Well, I have not, so I'm going to do them. So I'm going to do it in almost, okay. Daniel. Daniel is first. Daniel, and then Anthony. And then Charlie B. When I say all your guys' names, well, I miss you all the time, but when I say your names, it's making me think of you guys more. Zachary. Zachary. Over here I have Ellie June. Joshua. Remember, kindergarten, if you want to call me and talk to me, I'm always here to talk to you. Regan. LOD. Oh, I'm going to do that E again. I don't like it. turn the page. Mary. So kindergarten, when you draw your friends, remember that everyone in the classroom has brown eyes except for Elodie and trying to think who the other person is. I'm sorry, Ellie June. Ellie June has blue eyes, and wow, I can't think of the other person that has light colored eyes. Daniel, Anthony, Charlie B, Zachary, Ellie June, Joshua, Regan, Elodie, and Mary, and Charlie P. Is it Ellie June the only one that doesn't have brown eyes? I'm gonna have to look that up, kindergarten. Oh, it's been so long since it's in your faces, so that you can draw pictures of your friends. Okay? Okay, kindergarten, it is time for math. We are moving. We're talking about time. Have you been practicing your time? I wanted to show you something. Ellie June, I have your book, so I know you do not have it, but I will give it to you when you come back to New York. And I can't write in Ellie June's book because this is her book, right? But if you have not finished the numbers in this book, you should do that. And you can do it all summer because you can use this book for practice. So like Ellie June was on, where were you, Ellie June? You can do whatever you want in this book now, okay? If you need extra practice. So Ellie June still has some numbers to do here, but she can practice all summer. So she finished 12. So, you know, she would turn to page 13. If you haven't finished these pages, you can work on them maybe one a day. Maybe you want to do 2 a day. But also, if you look here on page 232, there's some time practice pages. You see those? So, what time? Let's take a look here. Remember, the blue hand, the hour hand, points to the hour, right? I'm sorry, kindergarten. The red hand is the hour hand. It's the short hand is the hour hand. Short hand is the hour hand. So the short one on the clock. So this is pointing to the 3. So it's telling you it's 3 o'clock. And this is the way you write numbers. 3.00. Unless there's minutes. But we're just doing hours. Okay? So this one is pointing at what? 7. So I'm going to write, but I'll erase it, Ellie June. See, you do 7.00. See, because it's pointing at the 7. So this is pointing at the what? 12. And this shorthand is pointing at the 1. And this is pointing at the 10. Right? So that's the way that you would, that's the way you write it. So if you want to practice time, we're going to do some more time in our other math book today, but just for extra practice, you can do anything you want in your red books now. Okay? These are yours for keeping, and so you're responsible for your learning in this book. Okay? So Mrs. Castellano will show you some pages from time to time, because we have some other things. So right here, these are called digital, right, and analog. So you have to match it. So it says 1 o'clock, so you have to look to see, oh, 1 o'clock. This says 7. So which one of these says 7? Okay? And there's lots of and we're gonna do money. We're gonna do money soon, but there's lots of time practice pages. Okay? So if you want to practice those, I highly recommend it. There's also addition pages and subtraction pages. But let's get to our math book today. I'm gonna start from the back. You see that? I'm looking for page 168. And I know it's near the end because we're almost finished. Oh, that's 172. 168. Here we go. See? Because we finished this one the other day. So let's take a look here. So I want to show you something. This says 7 o'clock. Can you read that? It says o'clock. O'clock. Okay? Also, when you say time, you can say it's 7 o'clock. Can you guys try that with me? 7 o'clock. Right? So here, you have to look at the numbers, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Look at the clock and circle the right time. So we're looking for the shorthand, which is red. What number is it pointing to? Can you see that? Right, it's pointing to 7. So then you circle the right time. Take a look here. What's the red hand pointing to? Which one matches? 5 o'clock, 12 o'clock, or 11 o'clock? And then over here, oh, she has a digital. You see that? It's on her mom's phone. What time does that say? 5 o'clock, right? So 5 o'clock. So just circle the one that matches. Okay, let's take a look over here. These are all different clocks, right? Clocks can look many, many different ways. Some clocks don't even have numbers on them, kindergarten. Maybe mommy or daddy has a watch on that might have just lines. Or it might have nothing. Because when you get older, you just know that we call it like the 12 o'clock, the 3 o'clock, the 6 o'clock, and the 9 o'clock position. Right? We can just know where this hand is pointing. If it's pointing this way, we know some have Roman numerals. See what kind of numbers your mom and dad might have on their watch. You just get really good at telling time when you do it over and over again when you practice. So where is this pointing? The small hand. The hour hand. Right. It's pointing at the 6. So you'd write 6 in here. And then let's read it. 6 o'clock. Ready? What does this say? Ready? 4, right? Digital is easier to read. What does this say? Where's the hand pointing? 8. So you write 8. And where's the hour hand pointing? 7. Okay, kindergartners, I want you to do page 168 and 169. Okay, kindergarten. Are you ready to find out what's going on in the Magic Trios? I hope you're enjoying this book. Let's see what happened. Let's retell or recap what happened already. So Annie and Jack, they live in Frogs Creek, Pennsylvania, right? And they were in the little forest by their house, and they saw a treehouse. Annie climbed up, and what was in the treehouse? You remember? Right, books, tons and tons of books, right, with bookmarks in them. And Jack opened up. Well, they found a book that had a picture of Frogs Creek, Pennsylvania. But Jack opened up a book. And it was a dinosaur, right? Remember? And he said, oh, I wish I could live in that time. And what happened? The treehouse started to spin and spin and spin and spin. Went back in time. Or it went to the time of the dinosaur. Right? So, after that happened, do you remember what was at the bottom of the stairs? Right, it was a pteranodon. And she named him Henry. Do you remember that? And she climbed down the ladder, and she touched him. And Jack's like, you know what? I'm going to start writing things down like a scientist. Right? Because Jack wants to be a scientist. So he wrote down fuzzy skin, small brain. Remember this picture? So, then, up on the hill, they saw what? What kind of dinosaur is that? Do you remember? A triceratops. Chapter 5. Gold in the grass. Go, go, said Jack. He threw his notebook into his backpack and he pushed Annie towards the rope ladder. Bye, Henry, she said. Go, said Jack, and he gave Annie another push. Quit it, she said, but she started up the ladder. Jack scrambled after her. Jack and Annie tumbled into the treehouse. They were panting as if they looked at the window at the dinosaur. It was standing on the hilltop eating flowers off a tree. Oh, man, whispered Jack. We are in a long time ago. The dinosaur looked like a huge rhinoceros with 3 horns instead of 1. It had 2 long horns above its eyes, and 1 grew out of its nose. It had a big shield-like thing on its head. Triceratops, said Jack. Does it eat people? Whispered Annie. I'll look it up. Do you guys know whether a Triceratops eats people or not? Or meat? Let's see. I'll look it up. Jack grabbed the dinosaur book. He flipped through the pages. There, he said, pointing to the picture of a Triceratops, and he read the caption. Triceratops lived in the Cretaceous period. The plant-eating dinosaur weighed 12,000 pounds. Oh, that's huge. Jack stammered and shut the book. Just plants, no meat. What do we call just a plant eater? Do you remember? An herbivore, right? Like the rabbits, right? Good, said Annie. Let's go up and see him close. Are you crazy? Said Jack. Don't you want to take notes about him? Asked Annie. We're probably the first people in the whole world to ever see real live Triceratops. Jack sighed. Annie was right. Okay, let's go, he said. Jack shoved the dinosaur book into his pack. He slugged his pack over his shoulders. Annie started down the ladder and Jack followed her. Just promise me you won't pet him, Jack called out to Annie. I promise, said Annie. Promise you won't kiss him, said Jack. I promise, said Annie. Promise me you won't talk to him. I promise, said Annie. Promise you won't. Don't worry, said Annie. Annie and Jack stuck out the ladder. The Pteranodon gave them a friendly look. Annie blew him a kiss. Be back soon, Henry, she called. Shh, said Jack. He held his way, and he led the way carefully through the ferns. Jack and Annie reached the bottom of the hill. They knelt down behind a bush. Annie started to speak, but Jack quickly put up his finger to his lips. Shh. Then he and Annie peeked out at the Triceratops. The dinosaur was bigger than a truck. He was eating the flowers off a magnolia tree. Jack wrote in his notebook, took his notebook out of his pack, and wrote, Eats flowers. Annie nudged him. Jack ignored her. He studied the Triceratops again. Eats slowly. Annie nudged him harder. Jack looked at her. Annie pointed to herself. She walked her fingers through the air and pointed to the dinosaur. She smiled. Is she teasing? Jack wondered. Annie waved at Jack. Jack started to grab her. She laughed and jumped away. She fell into the grass in full view of the Triceratops. Get back, Jack whispered. Too late. The big dinosaur had spotted Annie. He gazed down at her from the hilltop. Half a magnolia flower was sticking out of his mouth. Oops, said Annie. Get back, said Jack. He looks nice, Jack, said Annie. Nice? Watch out for his horns, Annie, said Jack. The Triceratops gazed calmly down at Annie. Then he turned and looped down the side of the hill. Bye, said Annie. She turned back to Jack. See? Jack grunted. He wrote in his notebook. Nice. Come on, let's go around some more, said Annie. So here they are. Oh. As Jack started after Annie, he saw something glittering in the tall grass. Jack reached down and picked it up. It was a gold medallion. Here's a picture. A letter was engraved on the medallion. A fancy M. Oh, man. Someone was here before us, Jack said softly. So kindergarten, that's the end of that chapter. Kindergarten, do you remember when we were reading the book, The Chocolate Touch? John Midas also found a gold medallion. Do you remember that? And it had a J and an M on it. So that just put me in the mind. That just made me remember that book that we read before. What do you think is going to happen to Jack and Annie? Do you know? Have you read these books before? Shh, don't tell anyone if you have, okay? Thanks for being good listeners today, kindergarten. I will see you tomorrow on Thinking Thursday, and we will learn about butterflies. Okay? Bye!